On the phone, I've got Ludacris. He spent some time with Prince just a few months ago. Ludacris, again, it's interesting to me tonight. I'm meeting lots of people that I have great admiration for. I've not met until now, and it's Prince that it's bringing us together, but under the worst possible circumstance.
I agree 100%. And it's funny that you say, you have admiration for the people that are calling in to you today, but obviously all of us have so much admiration for this man and what he's done, not only to music, but just for the pop culture, period.
Yeah, and were you in radio back in that day when he was doing his thing? Is that true?
I started off on radio, but, I fortunately was, I had a chance to not only come to a bunch of his concerts where I was personally invited, but, I've eaten dinner with him. He's invited me to his house where I'm sure you've heard in Hollywood, he used to throw these parties where he would invite certain people and just perform at home. And, like the memories that I want to take is, I think a lot of people obviously know him for his music, his stage performance, and what he's done, just to transcend music in general. But he was a guy that had a very big sense of humor. He was also an individual that, as we all know, was just the most confident person in the world. And I think that showed, not only with how he was so unique in the way that he dressed and his style of music and all these different things. And it was like he didn't care what anyone said. And I think that's what made people love him even more, is that he stood for just being very, very unique. There will never, ever be another Prince, not only in our lifetime, but ever.
And what I was tilting at when I introduced you is that, when I think of him, I think of community and joy and him bringing people together. And I think that's what I was sort of commenting on, is that here are people I admire, never met, and even after he's gone, he's still bringing people together.
Yeah. And not only was he bringing people together, but he was also an artist that fought for artists' rights in general, for the behind the scenes, the business aspect of it. And whenever he could pull someone to the side, I remember, both Usher and I had separate conversations where Prince pulled us to the side at different times and, was basically just telling us about the influence that we have and how we need to use our power for good on so many fronts, whether it be working in the community or whether it be with being more conscious of what we're saying in our music, all these different things. So, it's good that all these, all the different things that people did not know about him, I'm glad that these are coming out, today, and we're going to celebrate him throughout this entire weekend forever, of course. But yeah. I love that people are just talking about the things behind closed doors that happen.
Well, and we do appreciate you. It's funny. I'm looking into Sam's eyes here, and she's starting to tear up. We all had an attachment to him, and you're amplifying it in a way that none of us knew, and it's making this all that more sad. People in my audience are asking me to make sense of this for them. I'm going to ask you to make sense of it for me. What happened? How do we make sense of this?
I wish I knew, man, but the one thing that I can say in positivity is that this is obviously a person whose music is going to make him live on forever, 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 forever. So I don't know exactly what happened, but what I do know is he's to be celebrated, and everybody should remember all the great and positive things that he did.
Yeah. Well, Ludacris, I really appreciate you being here. You've added a dimension and, frankly, a tone that will carry us through this entire conversation. So bless you, man. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me.